Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all, and welcome back to another edition of Homie Picks. God bless, it's been a long time since I said that again. Um, it's me, it's Ben, it's Lou, the gang is all back. You know, we were in a lockout season last year, so
Uh,
but
Yeah. Sabbatical,
those are the sabbatical. you
sabbatical.
know, but we came back, we're better than ever, we're stronger than ever. Um, Fellas, first off, we've been into this since episode one, and we're still rocking. I just want to say I always appreciate y'all for taking the time. We are all grown, busy people, but we take this time out. And I truly appreciate y'all. That's the first and foremost thing I must say. But how y'all doing?
Well, it's been a while, so pretty good. Can't complain. Life is good. Kid's grown up. I don't have to worry about him no more. So yeah, I can't complain. I can focus a little bit more on this, so hopefully that pays off some dividends here.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's been a fun year. I got one kid sophomore in college. I got one senior in high school, middle school fire starter. But I'm making it through it. Yeah, I missed you guys, yo. It's been a minute. I'm happy to get back in the saddle. Let's talk some football. So, J man, how you been?
Shit, man, I've been good. I've been bad. I've been up. I've been down. But bro, I've been here, and that's all that really matters. For all who didn't really know, last season, was me getting back into my going back into college. Me going for my bachelor's. And proud to say that after all that whole year off, I have completed that. So I officially have my bachelor's now. It was hard, full-time school, full-time work, managing a lot of other responsibilities, with personal stuff. And I mean, the show is always in my heart. Paul asked if we were going to do it. And I was trying to find ways to pull a little bit of life into it, and if it wasn't gonna come, genuine, it just wasn't gonna be there. But hard work does pay off. We here, we're better than ever. Want to shout out, A2021 president, Paul, not just for the shirts, for all the stuff that he's given us, the platform to do this show on. Um, Also the glasses, because I don't know if you see it,
Yeah.
but the
I
homie
ain't
pick
got that
glass.
yet.
You didn't get the glass yet? We
I,
have it. I think he
I,
might have sent, he might try to see. He has to send yours.
I'll be in New York
Send
next
yours.
month. I'm copping one of those.
I
yeah, I
think he
have
still
mine.
has your. He may still have your glass then.
Yeah, I have mine. Now you're making me jealous now.
Look, man. So I mean, hope. So we do come back. You definitely. He should have the glass for you. Don't edit that out, Paul. But, but we this all this stuff we do, all the content we do, it's for entertainment purposes only. We have to, restate that message. It's
Yes.
if you bet the farm on us, give us and you win.
Yes. Look,
Slide us a little
we're
something.
not professional cappers. We don't do this for a living, so
Right.
It's not what we do for a living. We do this for fun. We've
that
made some, we lost some. Hopefully, we incite you with some information. If you win some, slide us a couple dollars. If you lose, we ain't tell you to do it. So, all the mission is off our back. But recapping the season we did miss, um, the Chiefs won again.
Yep.
Surprise.
This guy Pat Mahomes just does not seem to, and that was the worst year, in my honest opinion. That was the worst year Kansas City could have ever won because they were just not that team
Yeah,
throughout the rest of
agreed.
the season. And then they somehow, some way, by the NFL God's way, they seem to just keep freaking winning. What was your thoughts on how last year ended?
I mean, no surprise for me there. I mean, it was written in the stars for the Chiefs, right? They had that sluggish start, but they figured it out in the end. and you can't discount Pat Mahomes, man. Like that guy plays out of his mind, So I mean, he continues to do it with one receiver.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. One receiver and a decent running back. That's really all he's doing with it. So, shout out to them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, same. They were very shaky. I didn't think they were gonna make it, to be quite honest. Their receivers were a little trash. Even Kelsey, he wasn't balling out like he usually does, but he did step up in the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, as long as they got Pat and they got Andy Reid, they have a shot. I mean, they come up with some good plays, good schemes, and I must say their defense is really what helped them out. Their defense really it stood up, and yeah, shout out to them. Good job.
Yeah, as much as I would love to hate on them, it just I gotta give them props to it. I gotta give them props, man. They, you know, to quote, I don't know how I don't want to get copyrighted, but to borrow a Kendrick line, sometimes you gotta show up, you gotta show the pop up. So, and that's what they did. When it came down to the playoffs, um, they showed up. And that's
Yep.
really what mattered. It really, whatever you do in the shows, honestly, what that showed was whatever you do in that 18 weeks, um, as long as you make it to the playoffs, that's really all that matters.
Yeah, just get in that dance, man.
It's a
You got to get
random
in that
thing.
dance.
That's all you gotta do. You can be the last, you can be the last team in it. Who really cares? Because clearly, if you'd have a bye, like my team had, it does not freaking matter.
Yeah.
Like you play to win the game. Herm Edwards said it best. And it shows. You play when when the lights are on, and that's what they did. And I gotta give them respect for what it was. But as I was last year, coming into this year, what are your predictions? Like, who do y'all think is gonna be the Super Bowl champion?
Oof. It's hard to lean against the Chiefs, I must say. I think they have a good shot. Although I mean, they should be better at receiver, but Hollywood Brown is hurt again. We don't know what's going to happen with Rice because of his legal troubles outside of the game, and they're leaning on a rookie. So we'll see, and we got to see just how Kelsey, plays this year. Maybe he's a little more distracted with the whole Taylor Swift thing. Who knows? But he's also getting older. But again, like Andy Reid and you got Pat, I think you got a shot.
I'm gonna lean Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go
Because
Detroit Lions. I think they figuring it out. I mean, that's a team on a rise. Wide receiver got paid. They got a great dynamic running back, a coach that's not afraid to call it on fourth down, even though he should goddamn go for the field goal. Um, I think it plays out differently this year for them. I mean, you got an NFC division, pretty much entire conference that's outside of Philadelphia Eagles it's not formidable. Anybody can lose there any Sunday. So I'm taking the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year. Break that drought.
Okay.
I like Detroit versus everybody. You heard that here first. Detroit versus everybody. Um, as much as I would love to be a homer and go for my Ravens, although I do think they do have one of the best chances to win it. Um, it's hard to go against Pat Mahomes, man. It's
It
just
really
God
is.
damn, I hate saying it. Every year I want to go against bro, and I always root against them. Of course, that's not my team, but damn, man, if it's they just always seem to freaking win. Like this is this. I put it like this. This is kind of in recent time. This is like the Golden State Warriors. When they had a dynasty run,
Yeah.
and you will hope for them to win. Maybe they may have show a little, show that they may not get it, or even like the Lakers dynasty or the Jordan Bulls dynasty and stuff like that. You're hoping for that downfall, and you know until it happens, you just kind of expect them to try to, you would expect them to be in the dance.
Yeah.
Against everything, whether it be Lamar's, shortcomings or whatever that may happen, running game, defense, whatever the hell happens, it doesn't really matter because everybody said, even last year, run against the Chiefs, y'all win. Ravens can run up and down the Chiefs. They didn't do all that. And look what happened. So no matter what the game plan you may think is there, Chiefs always seem to just win. So
As we speak
um,
right now, they are a plus 550 to win the Super Bowl.
plus 550. I
Yeah,
mean, look, that might be a smart bet. What are the Lions line?
plus 1200.
I like that
Coming in
money
at
bet.
fourth. Coming in at fourth. Number
I
three
like
is
that.
your Baltimore
Who do
Ravens.
you see coming out of the NFC, Jared, for the
Who would I
Super
see
Bowl
coming to
matchup?
NFC? You can see the Lions. I can see. I know what NFC Championship game. Lions, Niners. I can see that.
Okay. Hmm. I would
What about
say
you?
I'm leaning towards actually the Rams Lions.
Really,
Rams,
Rams?
Yeah,
Lions.
yeah. And I see the Rams going to the Super Bowl.
Mm.
So wait, so
Yeah.
you see Pat versus the
Pat
Rams. Okay.
versus, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
Stafford's last dance.
I think it's going to be Eagles Lions at the end there
Lions in the
for
end.
the
And
NFC.
Lions versus KC, you think, or Lions
Oh,
versus
you know what? I don't know. I mean,
Baltimore?
you guys say it's hard to bet against them, but like the AFC is catching up.
AFC.
AFC stacked, I must say.
AFC is stacked. Like Houston, scary, scary. No one's talking about Houston right now. You got the Jets. See what they can do with Aaron Rodgers and all those weapons they have. I mean, the Chiefs got a first tough game. They played Baltimore game one.
Yeah,
That's
Baltimore
a
game
that's a
one.
tough way out the gate. I don't see them representing the AFC, NFC, AFC. Excuse me. I think it's going to be Houston.
Hmm.
So Lions,
Okay.
Houston. I like this. So we have Lions, Houston, we have Rams, KC, and we have KC Lions. All right. So I like this. I like this. I mean, hopefully, I hope like how Baltimore wins it, but in order to get to the final dance, we have to get into the weeks. So here we
Yes.
go, week one. We back at it. First,
Yes,
starting
sir.
off is what we just mentioned, aforementioned. Baltimore at Kansas City to open up the season on a Thursday night. And folks, we may not be talking about many Thursday night games, but this one we will be talking about. So, Thursday night game, Baltimore versus KC. Being that that's my usually, customary, people whose team it is usually goes last. So Baltimore is my team, so I will go last in this one. Ben, how do you what's the line on this one, Luke?
All right, so the spread is KC -3. The money line got -152, and the under over is 46 and a half. Baltimore's a +3 on this. So this is a sort of a pick 'em right now. The home team got the
I can
got
see
the
it.
3 points right now.
I can see it. Ben, how you see this one faring out?
Hmm. This one's tough, actually. It's a tough one because the Ravens want to get that revenge back. They got eliminated by KC. Um, were they playing at Arrowhead?
Yep.
Yep.
Arrowhead. I mean, the Lions went in there and did beat them last year. But I'm gonna lean towards KC on this one. I think they just edge them out just at the last minute drive. Pat does what he does, and they win.
Luke?
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with this one. I mean, this is a home opener. They want to set the tone. I think Baltimore coming in, got to get that new group together, get them running cohesively. You got Derrick Henry, playing for a new team, and playing with, I think, one of the best quarterbacks he's probably ever going to play with. But you can't discount Mahomes at home. So I'm interested to see how the new kickoff rules affect this first game. I think that might be a factor, but I'm gonna take K and definitely take the points on that.
So I am. I mean, I definitely see what y'all talking about. I mean, even I even have Kansas City going to the Super Bowl and winning the whole damn thing again. Um, but I just can't go against Baltimore, not this early.
Not this early.
I
Yeah.
do see this early. I do see Derrick Henry being a force. You know, until Kansas City shows me something different, I still like Baltimore's running chances more than anything. Uh, Now, granted, the Ravens have seen the Chiefs enough um, opening nights or even in the first 3 weeks the past few years, even in the playoffs. So they have scouted this one pretty heavily. They should know what to do and how to adjust and go from it. But new season, new year, you know, new age. So, you know, hopefully Baltimore has come up with a good plan. I always like Baltimore's run game. I like their pass game more now. I still, I mean, we're still going to be a tight end heavy thing, but you know, I do love Zay Flowers. I love Zay. Like, I think he's going to be a superstar as he gets more footing into the league. Um, you know, I still like my guys Bateman and stuff like that. I defensively, you really have to focus on Kelsey, Hardman, uh, and Pat Mahomes can make the shittiest receiver look good too. Let's not you know make a
Yeah.
mistake about that. So um, you know, it's really just about staying locked in for 4 quarters. Um, I think
See, that's my hesitation with the Ravens. New coordinator, they have to get their defense straight. So I feel like maybe the first couple of weeks it's still trying to figure themselves out. So that's why I have to need KC there.
I can see that. I mean, I don't that by no means, by no stretch of means, I think it's going to be a runaway. Um, I think 3 points is good. You said three. There's a 3 points or 3.5 as it currently is.
Three right now. KC's favored by 3 points. Baltimore was a +3 on there.
See, I would go with that +3. I would go with that three, which means it's going to be a push if it really is 3 points. Like I could see this game being 27-24 or even 20-21-18. Like I could
Yeah.
see it being like that. Um, I do think the kickoff rules, the new rules, is going to play a big factor into the season because nobody's really going to know really how that's field advantage is going to mean everything. You give those kickers a good field advantage. It's gonna play out really well. So, you know, I'm gonna say Baltimore anyway. I'm gonna go with Baltimore. I think the line of 3 is good. Um, I would go +3. Um, and see how that plays out after that. Um, Next game we got is Packers Eagles. Um, who would have thought the Jordan Love season would have went the way it
Props to
went?
him. Props to him because he started off really slow. I thought he wasn't gonna be a good starting quarterback, but they got it together the second half.
It did. It did. I really thought, you know, after no more Aaron Rodgers, Packers would be toast. To be hell. Did I not last time we did this? Did I not pick the Bears to be to be the NFC champ, the
Yes, you
NFC
did.
North champs? Shit, yeah, a long
Yep.
time it's been since that one. Um, but yeah, I thought the Packers were toast. I thought they were done. Um, you know, I thought Packers would be, dog shit really for the rest of the
You
thing.
froze,
But
bro.
and honestly, like I'm surprised to see how good they surprisingly were last year. Granted, the competition that they have in the North isn't the most stout, but nonetheless, you know, you still got to win a game, and they done that. Um,
hmm
and prove that they can win. So against a very scary Eagles team who is hungry for more and hungry to get back to the big game.
To get back to
Um,
losing, I don't know. They were bad. They fell off a cliff towards the second half. So
they did, they did. But how do you see this faring out though? Um, Lou, I know that's your divisional rivals, the Eagles. Um, I know you want them to go 0 and 84.
Owen forever. They can go Owen forever for I care. No, but this game is actually being played in Brazil, I believe.
yeah, it's Brazil.
So it's kind of neutral ground. I don't know. You send 100 and something dudes from the NFL to where there's some hot women in the end of summer. Like, woo! This might be the longest game in history. The most timeouts used, the most flags thrown. It's gonna be one of the games for the record books. I do see the Eagles though. The line right now on there it is Eagles by 2.5. Money line is negative 152 for the Eagles, and over and under is 48.5. And they're giving the Eagles a 2.5 points here. I think conditioning is going to play a big role in this game for all the wrong reasons. Um, yeah, Saquon new team. Jalen Hurts got something to prove. Big contract in the offseason. AJ Brown got paid. Those boys got to come out and make a statement. So I'll take the Eagles in this one. I think it will be close though. Um, Definitely more than a field goal though.
Okay.
Ben,
Let's see. Yeah, I'm just not buying the Eagles right now at the moment. They have to prove it just because the way they felt a lot of noise this offseason. Love and Sirianni don't get along. They don't understand each other. Another new court and who is it like the guy that the Chargers fired him. I mean, the Chargers let him go. So come on. Uh
Obviously, everyone.
so no, but it was the Kellen Moore, right?
Kellen Moore, yep.
Um he went to San Diego and he couldn't get nothing out of, you know, Herbert. They actually went backwards in points, so I'm convinced with him. Sirianni, he has the vetoes over the offensive plays, so sometimes he's made some dubious decisions. And like I said, they just didn't end the year well. None of their starters played in the preseason, so we didn't even know what they're looking like. I'm just not confident with them. I do like what the Packers did. Like they started to trend at the right time. Jordan Love looked. They added Josh Jacobs in the running game. It's kind of messed up that they lost AJ Dillon, but I think they'll be all right with Jacobs, and they have a really good group of young receivers. Another year with Love, I think the chemistry is just gonna keep building there. So yeah, I actually see the Packers winning because they also have a decent defense. And the Eagles, on the other hand, their defense struggled. They their back end was weak, and they just relying on a bunch of rookies this year. So, yeah, I have to lean towards Green Bay.
well, it is winter out there, but it doesn't mean that it's any less of a summertime for the rest of those players now.
Look, AJ, what's the receiver from Philly, AJ Brown.
Okay, bro.
He already put a post out that they already gave him all. So he's saying I'm locking myself in the room. So that's not happening. So
It's called
there's
room
already
service, bro. You should.
distractions. So there's already distractions. But yeah, no. I like I said, I just not buying them right now. I have to see them prove themselves because they really just fell apart last year. So
Like I said, August might be September might be still summer for us. It might be winter for them, but it's still hot. And the ladies out there, still the ladies out there. So happy Brazil time for everybody out there. This might be one of the most talked about games. Um, and not for the reason on the field. So, this might be one of the most non-talked about field games. This might be just about just the conditions there. Hell, both teams may want to relocate by the end of the game. So,
you,
um,
funny tidbit that I remember hearing, like they're playing in Brazil and in the particular stadium that they're playing, I think one of the rival foot the teams that play there wear green, so they don't want the teams to wear green, and both teams wear green. So that's kind of bad mojo to
it's
start.
it's already ever gonna be a bad mojo. Um, so hey, you never know. The team who doesn't wear their green colors actually might be the winner. Um, Eagles wear the black. Uh, Packers wear the white. That's what I'm gonna say. But, nah, I like the Eagles' chance in this one. I'm sorry. I do know I do like the addition of Josh Jacobs. Um, I think Green Bay does have a chance. Eagles did fall off towards the end of the year. Like they tailspin. Um, but I think, that's kind of where they need to pick back up from, is from their losing ways. So I think, for a team that was just so close to the chip, not that long ago, and understands what it takes to get back to that area. Um, Remember, first half, they could put a tailspin, even though they weren't beating really good teams either. It was kind of like that season where the Steelers had like mad wins, and when they started playing competition, they were straight trash. Um,
Right.
but I do think um, neutral field in a very loud and hostile environment because anybody that knows actual, football or soccer fans in any kind of atmosphere are more vibrant. I'll put it as than any other foot in the American football fans. So it's going to be a very hostile environment. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see. Um, but I think hearing each other's play calls is not going to be that easy. So you're really going to have to be a solid team to really like understand your mojo going on. And I think the Eagles have that in their favor. So I'm leaning Eagles to win, in this game. On to week one, game three. We now have the surging, electrifying CJ Shroud Houston Texan and crowd versus Ben's Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Man. Now we do know, Ben, this is your team. We're gonna go last on that one. Um, but Lou, how do you see this game faring out?
So this one got the Texans as 2.5 point favorites on the road. So that's telling within itself. Um, yeah, I think this is CJ's prove it year. Like this is the year where he makes that money. He's got Nico Collins, he's got Stephon Diggs. He has weapons. They have what David Singletary still the running back there, I believe. Um, he has weapons, and the guy I got to see him play live against the Jets. He lost, but it wasn't due to him. The kid got skills. Seeing him up close in person, it was like, yeah, he got it. So, they're my pick to go to Super Bowl. I think they start off the year right, and I think it's. I definitely think it's more than 2.5, at least a touchdown in this game. Sorry, Ben.
So good.
So for me, Sunday, 1 o'clock game in the oil drum of Lucas Oil Stadium. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry, Ben. I I just can't see Houston losing this game. I apologize with all of my heart. Um, I it's not that I don't think that y'all can't win. I just think the oil. Sorry, I almost went back to the real old name,
The
the
Oilers.
Oilers.
Wow.
Don't age a little bit, geriatric shit. But the Texans, you know, uh, they're just a scary good team, man. Um, I think I think CJ is trying to remember how Lamar was the youngest MVP. I think
Yeah,
CJ is gunning for that same kind of recognition. He has weapons. He had weapons last year. He showed clutch. That clutch gene. When the Texans were looking like they may lose, and they have some bounce back wins. I think Indy does keep it close into the fourth. Um, I think the home field advantage may kick in a little bit to make Indy stay in the fight, especially it's the first game of the season. But also, y'all also going for the same y'all going for the same spot. Y'all going for the same it's AFC. Y'all in the same division, so um, y'all both got to show and prove to show what y'all got to expect the next time you play around in Houston. And I think Houston is going to show that they're not just worried about the AFC South, but they're going for the whole entire AFC and trying to put everybody on notice. And I think, sadly, Indy has to be that first sacrificial lamb for that. I think, like I said, I think they do keep it. I think Indy does keep it close until the fourth, but then Houston kind of just goes off on a two touchdown rant after that. So I just think that's kind of how it goes out for that one. Ben,
Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard to go against what you guys said. Houston is a pretty hot team. CJ is definitely a good quarterback. But Indy did split with them, so can beat them. Um, yeah, it's tough. It's gonna be a tough game. Like I said, CJ's pretty good. They did get more weapons. Um, I just, for me, just personally, no, nothing against CJ. I just like to see how they, like, new quarterbacks react in the second year, because second year there's more tape. People can see more of their tendencies, so defenses will play him different. So I just want to see how he reacts. I don't think I think he'll be fine, but there's a lot of hype on CJ right now. So now there's expectations. When there's expectations, there's more pressure. So we'll see how he handles all that. Look, we kept it close. If we would have won them, we would have beat them last year. We would have made the playoffs and we would have won the division. And we were just Gardner Minshew pass away. So look, I know I'm gonna be a homer here, but I'm gonna have to go with Indy here just because you guys are going against me here. But but yeah, no, I feel like we do have a shot. Like we have AR's back. Hopefully he'll stay healthy the whole game. And this time they definitely have Jonathan Taylor healthy. So we can definitely run the ball. And Houston is I feel still defensively is gonna be a little bit weak against the run, so we can exploit that. And I really like the pickup from the rookie that they Indy picked up, Latte Latu. I think our pass rush is gonna be much better. He definitely creates a lot of pressure. I would say he's like a junior TJ Watt kind of player potential. So I do see that, we can get into the backfield, make Stroud a little bit uncomfortable. And like I said, we did keep it close. So if we can keep it close, I think we have a shot. The only thing that it makes me hesitate is that Indy's on a bad streak on week ones. But but yeah, I'm gonna take Indy. I feel like we can do that. We can beat them. The game that Richardson did get to play against the Texans. He was balling out until he got hurt. So I do see them doing some good things. Like I said, a healthy Jonathan Taylor. The defense is a little bit better up front. The back end is still suspect, not gonna lie, so they can still probably throw the ball out on them. But hopefully with the pressure that they can generate, we'll, make some errant throws, get some turnovers. And yeah, I really do trust Steichen. I feel like after seeing how Jalen Hurts fell off a little bit off a cliff play wise after he lost Steichen, and he's our head coach now. He does have good schemes. He does draw up some excellent plays. Gonna see a lot of RPOs and whatnot. Our receivers, they're not proven, but they're pretty good. They're pretty good. And the biggest thing is just gonna be Richardson. Like if he can stay healthy and just avoid the huge mistake, this is basically like his rookie year. So it'll be tough, but I'm gonna lean Indy on this one.
respect it, respect it.
I can see really Stroud and Richardson becoming that Brady Manning battle. for
Yeah, for
years to
sure.
come.
The rivalry's
For
already
years to come.
there. The
It's
rivalry's
there.
already there
So
because CJ's talked a lot of trash already.
yeah,
Our
so
linebackers have talked a
that
lot of
rivalry is
trash.
forming.
Yeah, yeah, that's already there for sure. It's not for me. That's already there. They already hate each other. So it's already there. It's definitely going to be a good game. And I mean, even at one point, CJ talked trash about the indie crowd. They're saying they're not loud enough. So yeah, they're going to give it to him with the noise, especially at home. So yeah, it should be a fun game no matter what.
It is. It is. Um, but is it as going to be as fun as the Lions and the Rams?
Ooh,
So that's our next game we're going to talk about.
that,
Lions, Rams. Both of these teams are both of these guys picked to be in the Super Bowl.
yep.
Um, so I'm gonna let y'all go at that one. I'm gonna go first for this one though. What's the line on that one though?
All right, so we got Detroit as 3.5 favorites on that one. Minus
Three and
180 on the money, and the over and under is 51.5. I think that's the highest over and under we got of week one is 51.5.
I like that. I think both teams can put up big
Yeah.
numbers.
They can.
um, I think both teams can put up big numbers. That actually might be a good bet just on the over under.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'll definitely go over. But yeah, that's gonna be a really good game. It's always fun to see these two because it's the quarterback swap,
Hmm.
So, both quarterbacks have something to prove against the old squad. Um, I I do think the Rams have a good squad. I think the Rams came on better towards the end of last year. They had potential to be there. Um, but I do kind of like Detroit, though. I'm sorry. I like Detroit's chances in this one. I think Detroit is a scary good team. Um, they, I don't think they were just a flash in the pan. Just one good season and then fall into remission. I think Detroit has a really good core and have a really good group brewing. Um, who would have thought that about Jared Goff? But I do think Detroit has. Um, a really good thing going. The only thing that's really going to be a distraction is just the St. Brown family's legal stuff that they have, but that's not here nor there. Everybody has legal shit in the NFL, but I do like Detroit's. I like this to be a high scoring game. I can easily see this being a game in the 30s. Both teams scoring in the 30s. Um, I forget, was it Detroit and Minnesota a couple years ago, so where it was then like a 40s 40 or 50-50 something kind of game. Like both teams were like shooting off. No, it was like Atlanta. I think it was Atlanta and Detroit or
No,
somebody. I remember it was a game. It
no,
was an
I
opening
think it
game.
was opening game. I don't know. I think
It
the
was a week one game, but
was it the
both
Rams and
teams were like
Chiefs? I think it was Rams Chiefs. But that
might
was
have
with
been.
Goff. But that was with Goff as a Ram.
Yeah, it was something like where both teams were like scoring in the 40s, and
It
it
was
was a
like
high scoring
yeah.
game to begin with. And shit, look at that golf in this one. So I think there's a precedent there. I think opening games, I think both teams are trying to show something. I think both teams do have potential to even go against one another in the NFC Championship game. Um, and this would be a great test to see, kind of test the battle, test the might to start it off. But I'm gonna go Detroit with this one. I think Detroit is just has too much of an edge going for them, defensively and offensively. I'm going to go with since I chose Detroit on the win, I'm going to go with the person with the Rams who chose to go to the Super Bowl. So, what you see? How you see this game going?
Well, yeah, Detroit it looks good too. I'm not gonna front. That's why I do have them in the NFC Championship game with the Rams. Um, but they did shore up their defense a little bit. But yeah, I think this is gonna be like a shootout. Whoever gets the most points is gonna win on this one. But like I said, I have to lean with the Rams. I mean, they're a little bit underrated right now. last year they were rebuilding and they did pretty well and they made it to the playoffs. Puka Nacua, he popped. I believe they got another receiver this year that they're saying he's looking good, and they got Cooper Kupp. They got Kyron Williams in the backfield, really good running back, and you know Sean McVay. He's just a really good coach, and I think that's really what tips me over. Is just the edge on coaching. I love Dan Campbell, but sometimes he plays with his emotions sometimes, and that makes the smartest move. So I and Stafford's gonna be healthy because it's game one. So so if he's healthy, he can sling it. So I feel like just because of that McVay edge, a healthy Stafford, I believe Nakua is gonna be back for week one. So he was a little dinged up. But yeah, I'm leaning towards the Rams here. I think it'll be probably by a touchdown. Nothing more than that, but it's high scoring game for sure.
Well, we know where I'm going with this. I don't think I've ever seen a trade in the NFL work out equally for both sides. The Rams got their chip. They said F those picks and then they got their chip. Detroit got a quarterback who was already paid, and took off with them. So I think this is like a good rematch for both of them to go at it. Um, I'm excited to see what Detroit brings to the table this year. I got them winning this game. And they're both evenly matched up on the offense. Like, they both have dynamic running backs. They both have wideouts that can go get it. Kyra Williams is gonna be the engine that makes the Rams go. If he's going, they will be going. Because he makes the game a lot easier for Stafford. He makes it easier for the receivers, and he gets the defense off the field. So I think this is gonna be one of the better games. It's a Sunday night game. I'm very well picked by the NFL to go with this one, but I'm saying Detroit squeaks this one out, and after a shootout, they take the W.
I like it. I like it. I mean, this very much so could be an early look at the championship game. And it could be a rubber match. See who takes this one all the way.
I mean, it,
Um,
it was Detroit that knocked LA out of the playoffs last year, so
Yep.
and it was a
so
close game, so
it was. But also I think that also may go to Detroit's inexperience into being to that moment too. You know, once you're not accustomed to the lights being that bright and really just you're the focus of that, of that time slot. Um, you got to show and put up because it's not just you versus a bunch of other games on in the same time slot. America's watching, and those who have whatever kind of Sky Sports, whatever it is, watching from around the world. So you are being watched. So and the Rams, hell, the Rams were just in that they were Rams, just like the Eagles were all in that fight not too long ago. So you know, um, but Detroit did come through. So we'll see how they execute on this one. Um, Speaking of execution, can we actually see a play from Aaron freaking Rodgers and the Jets in the actual game? Because it's going to be Monday night. It's going to be San Francisco. It's going to be the Jets. Um, we saw what happened last time. Aaron Rodgers stepped out. From, a
stepped
man
out
blew a
and stepped
flat
out.
tire. Man, that man blew a flat tire. And it wasn't as horrible for the Jets as everybody expected them to be as horrible after that. They still had some good players. They still show that they do have some life within that squad. So they started having flat tires too. but um, you know, but it's gonna be a hell of an interesting game. So we got Niners, we have Jets. Um, I believe the game is in San Francisco, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, San Francisco is a favorite by 3.5 on this one. Uh, Money line is -205. Jets have a plus 172 money line. One of the better money lines of the week. And the over and under is 44.5.
Well, we do know A2021 president is watching and listening as the Niners is his team. Proudly and will always be his team. Um, but I'm gonna let the NFC guy go last on this one since we're the two AFC guys here. Ben, how do you see this one going?
Uh, this one's a little tough for week one, just because both of them have noisy off seasons. I mean, Niners with the whole IU thing, and Trent still not signed and hasn't showed up for training camp. I don't know if he's even gonna play. We don't know how his conditioning is. Purdy's been throwing interceptions every workout, it seems. So, and then you have the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, like you said, 4 plays and he was out. He hasn't played in what, 2 years? He's 40 plus years old now. It's tough. Like they both are not the strongest teams in the world right now, but I would still have to say I would lean towards San Francisco on this one. Just Kyle Shanahan, I think he'll have good schemes in there. They did sign Ayuk, but we'll see how he'll be in game shape or not. But that does help them. But they still got McCaffrey, they still got Kittle, they still got Debo. So I think they just have enough weapons there. Jets defense is good, but I just right now I don't know what we're gonna get out of Rodgers. Like to be honest, maybe he'll be, like Peyton when he went to the Broncos and lights it up. Or he could be Peyton that had to retire because he couldn't throw the ball anymore. So it's a 50-50 with the Jets right now. So I'm just leaning towards a more sure thing, and I'll just go with the Niners.
So I am going to go with the Niners um, for the simple fact that Aaron Rodgers does not play his always best against the Niners. He's always the person who goes back home, plays against San Francisco, and most of the time loses. So this is just what that is. He's the California kid who even when he was a Packer, it was always it not most of the time it ended with a loss. And I don't see this being any different. Um, I don't I'm not going to age discriminate on him and say because he's old or older.
Listen, there's only
Um,
one Brady. He's the only one that's proven
There's
it.
no ageism on this show, okay?
there is none, especially I'm about to turn 40 in January, so shit. But welcome to the club, right? But um, I won't discount Aaron Rodgers and his greatness. Um, I think he'll have a lot of content to give to Pat McAfee, you know, on that Tuesday after. I just think that while the Jets are a good team, I don't think the Jets are trash. I think they have a really good core within that. I love Sauce Gardner. I think highly of him. Um, I think it might not. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. Um, and I really strongly see it being a defensive game more than anything. Ayuk is not happy. That man wants to get paid
I don't know. I think
more.
he's happy to end up in the Pittsburgh area.
He is, but at the same time, I think he wanted to be there. I think he wanted to be in. I mean, I think a lot of people wanted to be in San Francisco. I think people really all those players who were there, I think they really wanted to be there because they really felt like they had a good shot. That was that the Niners were what a favorite to be in the Super Bowl for the last 3 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
mean, people love being there, but business is business. So I think Ayuk could be laughing on the sideline if he sees his team get roasted by any of those Jets players. I think Lynch has a quarterback potential problem. Because people started catching him Purdy. It was a flat. Not saying he's a flash in the pan, but he was definitely an upgrade from Garoppolo. But at the same time, he's young. He has to. learn some more. And I think people were starting to catch up on him a little bit more. And I think the Jets are a good defense to test your might against. Um, but I just think San Francisco just defensively is just always going to be a really good team. And like I said, Aaron Rodgers does not have the best record against San Fran, and I don't see it as really being any much of a different thing. So I'm leaning San Fran. I'll say it's going to be San Fran by maybe two field goals. I say two field goals. NFC guy, what do we see?
NFC guy, listen, the Jets got a lot approved, lots of proof. One, that Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy. I know this week we heard a lot of chatter that that locker room is crazy dysfunctional. I think the Niners are out to prove that they're still the big bad wolves that they are. But I'm calling this my upset special. This is the Jets going on a Monday night to the city, the Golden Gates City, and winning. I think they win this game. Yes, I think we hear the JETS, Jets chants. I think Aaron makes a statement real early in this game. My biggest worry is that Hassan Reddick is not signed and not playing with the Jets yet. I think he was going to be a really big difference maker for them, but they still have enough defensive pieces to make a difference. It starts with stopping CMC. You stop a CMC, you got pretty much a good chance. I think Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson are going to be a great tandem together, a young Devontae Adams. And then you got Bryce Hall, who is just probably the next CMC, if we're really talking here. He's the next CMC. He runs, he makes smart decisions, he catches the ball. He can hit you at all three levels of the field. So I'm taking the Jets. I'm taking that 3.5.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
You
I
heard who
mean,
it was, CEO.
ah, look, I mean, it's going to be a good ass game. I just need to see Aaron Rodgers complete a game. At this point, it's funny that actually kind of goes to the segue of what I had next up for the order, which was what are y'all looking for? Um, what are y'all watching this week? And one of the things that I'm watching, for week one, is to see Aaron Rodgers complete a game. Sadly, that's how low my bar is. I want to see him complete the game. So whether win or loss, I don't care. I need to see him actually, you know, play. So that's actually what I'm watching for this week. What are y'all watching for this week?
So for
Well,
me, I am
go ahead.
watching the rookie wide receivers. I'm watching Marvin Harrison. I'm watching Malik Neighbors, Roma Doomsday. I really want to see what those young guys bring to the table, and see which one of those out of those three stand out. Marvin Harris Jr., I mean, he's really in a great situation in Arizona. Malik Neighbors is the opposite, in a very, very bad situation in New York. Shout out to my Giants. They're going to go 0 forever this year. Um, but that's what I'm watching this week. I'm watching those rookie wideouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I want to see what Aaron Rodgers looks like, what iteration we got this year. Hopefully he makes it through the game, but I think he will. But just see what he really is right now, because we just haven't seen him play for such a long time, and even the last time we did see him play, he wasn't Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he was already trending downwards. So 2 years removed, basically. Yeah, I really want to see what he looks like, because yeah, the Jets do have good talent there. It's not like they're not a talented team. It's just a lot is riding on Rodgers, and he's just been very difficult to gauge. So I would like to see what he looks like. I also would like to see how CJ looks like coming out. Like I said, a lot of hype on him, so a little bit more pressure on him this year. Also, just in Texans as in general, because there seems to be a lot of people that think that they will be a good team this year because they went all out. They got Diggs, they got Daniel Hunter, and all that. So there's some expectations on them now. So just year to year, NFL's weird. You can be great one year and you can just bottom out the next. So I'm interested in see how they look because I feel like in the past the AFC South has been pretty weak, but I think it's the competition has gotten much better there. So it could be between the Jags, Indy and Texans there fighting it out throughout the year because they all have decent squads. They have pretty good players and their QBs, Trevor Lawrence has been a little bit mid, but it's now another year with Peterson. Hopefully he's not hurt because they were doing well until he got hurt. Once Trevor Lawrence got hurt, that's really when they started to slide. So people are a little forgetting about the Jags, so I think they'll still be hanging around. So yeah, I'm selfishly trying to see how CJ looks.
If we're lucky, if we're lucky, this season, one of my friends, and I've known him for 21 years now. We're going back to college. He's been a Jags fan this entire time. So through the good and through the bad. So hopefully, if we're lucky this season, he can come through and bless us with his grace. We can talk Jags with him. You know who you are. I'm looking at you. But you know, I think it's gonna be a fun season. 2024 season is gonna be fun, like anything else. Um, Lou, do you really think y'all gonna go old forever?
Oh yeah. Listen, do you see a win? Can we? Do you want to go through the schedule? Okay, we can do this. We can do it. We can do this right now. All right, let's look at this Giants schedule. Okay, let's see. Let's see. All right, Vikings at Giants.
You have a shot there. It's Darnold.
The Vikings are favorite in that game on the road. After that, we have Commanders.
Rookie quarterback. I'm trying to be positive for you here.
Jared ain't saying nothing. Third game of the season, Giants Browns.
Yeah, y'all lost that one.
Okay. Cowboys Giants.
You probably lost that one.
Giants Seahawks.
Lost.
Yeah, you probably take the L there.
Bengals Giants.
You take the L
Lost.
there.
Eagles Giants.
You take the L there.
Giants Steelers.
Eagles.
Oh yeah, I was
Giants Steelers.
You have a shot.
a chance. Y'all
You have
got a
shot.
chance. You got
You
a
have
chance.
shot.
Russ ain't it,
Look,
bro.
if you don't know who your quarterback, you got no quarterback, and that's what Pittsburgh is right now. So you're
Russ
one
ain't
step
it.
ahead because at least you know your quarterback.
Commanders at Giants.
Commanders.
Yeah, you got to split, I think.
Giants. Listen, Giants Panthers, and I still think the Panthers are going to beat us.
Oh man, that was tough, man. That was tough. I don't know. That's
You
a
see where I'm going with this.
That might
Then
be
you
a
got
10. That might be a 10-7 game. That might be a 10-7 game, Panthers.
then you got Bucks Giants.
Yeah, big show. You lost.
Giants Cowboys.
Yeah,
It depends who they got. They may not have Dak. Dak may not be it. But then they also got a good backup. So yeah, I see Dallas.
You know we lost to that guy too, right?
yeah.
Just saying. Then we got Saints Giants. That's
Just
a
because of
loss.
the defense,
Yes,
I'll lean towards the Saints.
Ravens Giants.
Yeah, that's a L.
Giants Falcons.
That's a L.
Colts Giants.
Colts
That
got
would be
that.
depending on how AR
Thank
is
you.
playing.
Thank you, Jared. Colts got that.
I'm
Then
trying to
we
be
finish the
optimistic here.
season at Giants Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah.
It depends how good. If the Eagles don't need the game, the Giants may win that.
I
The
don't see a
Eagles do
win.
not need it.
I do not see a win.
I see a
That's
win.
the
Your win is your quarterback at the end of the season. New season, new QB.
Listen, not if
That's
Archie
your
Manning
win.
doesn't play this year. Like I want Archie.
Oh man. Yeah, it's a tough one for you guys. It's tough.
Listen,
It's
all
tough.
I'm wearing is blacks and blues and grays, all 2020 of home picks. Because it's gonna be a funeral every year, every week.
This is going to be the first time that I actually may ever say this in my history. At least you have the Knicks. So
Ah, bro,
at least you have the Knicks. Because it's going to be a rough one.
thank God for
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson. Thank God for Jalen
Wait,
Brunson.
who's the backup now for the Giants?
Tommy DeVito
Still? Okay, okay. All right. Maybe they sub in Danny
and
Dimes,
this guy
after
Drew Lock
six.
and Drew Lock.
Oh, that's right, Drew Lock. You know what? I might lean a little towards Drew Lock.
Yeah, I
I
might
think he
do.
might be a little bit better than,
Hey,
than
Drew
Danny
had that little
Dimes.
swag. Drew had that swag in Denver. So you might, maybe.
I
They
think
all high
Dable
in
could
Denver.
Dable could get a little something out of Drew Lock, maybe a game or two. Yeah,
All
I
my
it's
mean,
all
friends, I
listen,
fun.
appreciate you. I'm still gonna jump off that cliff.
I see two wins.
I don't see
Two.
any. I
I
don't
I
see.
say
I
three.
know
I
you
say
don't.
three.
You
Three.
know
I
why?
know
You
you.
know why? Because the Giants always do some shit in the fourth quarter to be like, there the fucking Giants go. Whether it's a
No.
turnover, whether it's an incomplete pass, whether it's calling the wrong stupid ass play and running it 3 downs, it's gonna happen.
Hey,
The
look,
Giants
look.
do,
I'll,
Giants
I'll
don't.
I'll give you a bright side. You're not the Patriots. They're banking on Jacoby Brissett,
But they
a
got
well-known backup.
a quarterback though. They got a quarterback
They're
they're
not
gonna have.
playing him. They're not playing him.
Oh, they're not
So,
stupid. Yeah. We ain't got no quarterback.
no, you got a quarterback. He's just not that good.
He's getting paid $40 million a year.
That is the biggest. This might have to be a topic we revisit.
We
Um,
paid the quarterback instead of paying Saquon.
this might be a topic we revisit on another homie picks of the biggest grifters in sports history. Danny Dimes, Ben Simmons, these
Yeah.
these men are these men are good grifters here, man. So we might have
I
to
don't know,
revisit
man.
this in
You,
another
you gotta
episode.
learn something from them, though. Come on now. They
They're
got the
doing something
bag.
we ain't doing. Clearly we need to learn. But fellas, it's been real. We'll do this again, week two. Everybody, thank you for coming back. Sorry we left for a little bit, but we back. It feels good to be back. Um, if it wasn't copyrighted, I would play the Welcome Back Cotter song. But love y'all. Ben, Lou, love y'all too, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking. And I look forward to you getting your glass, Lou. Um, I'm looking forward to
That
you
is
getting your
empty, bro.
glass
My
because
glass will
at
be
some
ready for
point,
next week.
at some point, in either recording for week two or week three, we're gonna have to take a homie picks cheers for this one. But
Word.
subscribe, like, share, tell your mama, tell your friends, tell your daddy,
Yeah.
tell everybody.
Let us know where
Um,
we're wrong. Put that in the comments. Let us know.
exactly. No, let us
We're,
know where
we're,
we're
we're not
wrong. Let us
sensitive. It's
know,
okay. We're not sensitive.
Or were we right? You can put, yeah, we're right. That made me some bucks. We can use those
especially when we're
comments.
very right. Especially when we're very right. Let us know that. But let us know who your favorite team is. Let us know who you're expecting for your team.
Or
Um, you know,
give us an idea what team you want us to, what game you guys want us to pick. We're
right.
always up for it.
Exactly. Always offer that. Any kind of sleepers, any kind of things like that. Hey, let us know if y'all even doing fantasy football. We can even remember we used to do the fantasy picks on that one. It turns out who we think have a good week that week. So, let us know what you want us to do. But we still gonna hit you with five games per week, and do this again, fellas. From all of us, homie picks. Peace.
Right, right.